Whoa, what a beautiful Monday it is. Oh my goodness. After I had gotten done doing that reading for the channel, which was really, really deep, very triggering. I need to put trigger warning in the title, but don't worry because the channel is protected um, from, these very, very vicious people. And I wanted to come and, shed some light on what seems to be happening within these dysfunctional families. Um, it was really, really like so horrifying doing that reading, especially when we got to the Pisces. I couldn't believe what I was reading. And so some of you Pisces probably are not going through that at all. Okay. And you know what, guys? I was looking for this movie on Netflix, and it was a movie about a um a nanny and she goes and she works for this family or whatever, and she becomes all crazy and obsessed and decides to try to take over, and I cannot find it. I need to start writing down because I actually started watching it and I thought that Netflix kept track of the movies that I started watching but didn't finish or either fell asleep anyway. And so I'll find it. But I think Spirit wanted me to come on here and give you guys a positive message of healing. Some of you are dealing with dysfunction at various levels. Some of you guys have a little bit of dysfunction, but then some of you guys obviously have like a high level of just disgust and dysfunctional behavior. Hey, Shavonda, hello, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Monday. To the point where because I'm an empath and I just feel the world right now. And that's why I wanted to come on here. There's so many people that they want to heal, they're trying to heal, but they can't because what we thought was that when we got older, that it was going to get better. You were old enough to make your own decision. I'm sorry, guys. I need to take my allergy medicine too. You're old enough to make your own decisions and live your life, but then they won't let you live your life. They are stalking, harassing. It is so absolutely fundamentally disgusting what is happening. And I wanted to come to you guys with some positive thoughts and some give you guys a better understanding because a lot of people will look at the whole world as if the whole world is bad, and there's actually normal people out there that are not about that crap, whatever it is. And when you have been raised by a dysfunctional family, they raise you and they program you. They program you. And you look at the world a certain way because they want to keep you under mind control. Now, what is wrong with these people? I believe that it is a deep wounding in DNA. And I believe it's almost like a virus. This is the reason why it spreads to various family members and people. And it sucks because you feel like they won't let you go. Even if you live in your own house, you pay your own bills, they try to hijack the body, the mind, the spirit. They want to control your life. They want to control how your spouse treats you. It's disgusting. You can heal. But you have to believe that you can heal. You have to truly, truly believe that. And part of the reason, part of the problem is because you do share a bloodline with these people. But you know what? You don't have to be like them. You are your own individual person with your own individual identity. Even if it's your mama, your daddy, or whoever. And they are really sick. And they have a perverted, very warped view of what family is. You have to heal yourself. The way that you heal yourself, the way that I healed myself, because the way out, they perverted that too, which to me is witchcraft in nature and Mother Earth. Her herbs, all of her elements, the sun, the moon, the ocean, the waters, okay, and then even spirit, okay. So it's definitely time for a lot of people to release themselves from that, even if they are threatening your life. I'm not trying to put anybody in danger, but if you don't fight for your life, you'll regret it. If you don't fight to get out from underneath that negativity, because nothing is going to save those people. They should have done the right thing. Okay, they should have gotten the appropriate help. And so, what can I say? The herbs, the resins of this earth are very healing. In fact, I have been dealing with a lot of hard cases lately of where this is going on, especially if there is any drug use. And I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm talking about those hard drugs. Because those hard drugs are like what would consider to be the devil. And it changes the person. And it can create psychosis. It's not just hard drugs, but even prescription drugs that a lot of people say, oh, well, it's a placebo anyway, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into that because there's a lot of people that have their own belief systems when it comes to that. And for me, if I ever feel that I am ailing, I do use herbs. For example, um, I was having some tension, some pain and tension in my neck, in my thighs. Well, not my thighs, my legs. And I actually used some clove oil that I had been steeping for months. I made it months ago. And instantly, as soon as I rubbed it into my skin, it took the pain away. So I do believe in the herbs. And so it's hard, it's difficult. Be patient. Even when the people around you, sometimes they seem to be betraying you, but you got to understand that they are using some really powerful negative forces against everybody. And when you've been raised by a dysfunctional family, it's very difficult for you to appreciate the people that you have in your life that can see it very clearly. I mean, for me, when I see things like this, they get angry at me and I don't care. I've had people doing death magic on me for the past 20 years, 10 years. So it is what it is. Um, I have a really, really good oil that I made called anti-mind control oil. And if it's really, really deeply rooted, it can take up to 2 to 3 moon cycles for you to actually start seeing the difference. when using this oil, either on your candles or on the body. And I had stopped for a little while, but then I had to do it again because I could see that slowly coming in. Because mind control, being able to put somebody under mind control, that doesn't make you God. That doesn't make you powerful. There's been a lot of research that was put in to mind control. These files were leaked and then people began to use them, even on their own kids, even on their own family members, to create a destructive mind because, you know. So I do have that oil that I made, and I do plan to release um, the ingredients that's in it, because I don't want to make it to where, oh, you can't get to these remedies unless you come to me, because I'm not a power freak. I have trust in my spirits and my ancestors. I don't have to hold back in order to get something, because I want as many witches and healers to know about this as possible, because we all have to play a part in making things better. And yeah, the population is being reduced drastically. And a lot of those people that have been doing that dirt, they dying because they shouldn't have been doing it. And God is very forgiving to a certain degree, depending on what was happening. But the problem is that a lot of the stuff that they were doing could have killed people. You can kill somebody with magic just by stressing them out, hurting them. There's a lot of people that, and I was actually speaking about this, I'm going to speak about it right now. When you are vigilantly trying to control somebody and mind control them and put all kind of negativity in them, it will cause damage to the brain, to the heart, and it's sick. And those people will get their karma. Now it's time to focus on healing. Whenever I get anybody through any kind of spiritual warfare, because I know that my clients that I've been working with are watching this, now it's time to focus on healing and learning the healing techniques and using the oils. Most of my students did get my oils. They got us like a what was it, 10 milliliters or 5 milliliter little bottles of my oils and stuff that you can anoint the forehead with. Because this is your third eye right here. It sits right in between the eyebrow. Okay. And that's why some of us have the unibrow. If you have a unibrow, that means that you probably have either a very advanced third eye. I actually sometimes, like every 3 to 6 months or so, I have to shave this in between here because it's so weird. But um, you know, it'll get better, I promise. And this is the reason why, even when I do a hex removal or money work or love work for a client, a part of my workings is healing. Because after you've been under spiritual war, or if you've had black magic used on you by some evil person, then you've got to heal, don't you? You do. You have to heal. And let's face it, a lot of the black magic is being used against family members. It's weird. It's weird that this is happening. It's a glitch. It's family is not supposed to do that to you. Your friends are not supposed to actually be your enemies. People are not supposed to be stalking you, lying on you, torturing you. They're not supposed to be doing that. So something ain't right with that. You're not supposed to have people smiling all up in your damn face and then wishing death and destruction to you every single day. Not because they mad, but because they're full of crap, you know? Which is, I mean, and if you've been raised in a dysfunctional family, you've got to change your brain. And you are being called to do that. You are being called to do that either because you've been chosen, or, what I've noticed a lot is soul snatching. Sarah Sutton said he was actually just talking about it yesterday on his channel, is soul snatching. This is something that is factually happening. And you have to know you, don't you? So there's a lot. And that's why it's good for a lot of you guys that are the hermit. That's actually a blessing to be the hermit, and reduce the amount of people that you have around you, because it'll give you an opportunity to think, and it'll give you an opportunity to heal yourself. People that refuse to heal are a huge problem because they just don't want to heal, which makes them just as bad. And you can't refuse to heal. See, I get a lot of judgment from people that don't know what the hell they talking about, because, I am a high priestess that works with Hecate. Hecate has dominion over heaven as well as hell and everything in between. She's one of the gods or goddesses that has dominion over that. So I don't just work with, Belial, Lucifer, and negotiate with them. I also work with Saint Raphael, which is the healer. And y'all know that the planet Chiron showed up in the 70s. It actually showed up the year I was born in the solar system in 1977, an entire planet of healing called Chiron. And it's very real. And, I kind of believe that might be where some of my people originated from. Maybe it has some sort of connection to the Fae. There's a lot to explore about that, but we are at an emergency, like an urgency to start to, we have to encourage these people to heal. You don't avoid, you heal the wounds that are inside of you. So I work with Saint Michael and Saint Raphael. Yeah. Okay. And it just is what it is. A lot of people, I've heard people say that, oh, Saint Michael don't love you, or Saint Michael don't work. Saint Michael works with me a lot, and, to be honest with you, he's planted himself on me. If anything, Saint Michael is mounted on me all the time. Okay, so can't nobody tell me that. And it's, I that's why I was talking about this the other day, the other evening. Like, stop being petty. Stop trying to interfere. That's a direct message from spirit. A lot of people, they own this thing to where, they want to be something that they not ready to be, because you don't want to be me at all. I done been through some hell. I done I done woke up in the morning and felt like a log was sitting on my chest. I've been through hell, and I consistently heal myself because I've had people throwing stuff at me. And so that's another thing, is that stop getting, stop, because a lot of that has been put to rest. A lot of that has stopped. People with their petty differences and their petty things, that was interfering with that. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people that have to do with this. And, to be honest with you, I am training an army right now, a healing army. This is ridiculous, okay? And if you are amongst a family or a bloodline that is trying to keep these people in shackles, your day of reckoning is coming. Like, what did you think? And I think it's ridiculous. You got to stop. I don't care what so and so said. So and so does not know God. And it just is what it is. And it's what are we supposed to do? And see, my Chiron is in Pisces, I believe. My Lilith is in Gemini. I've got a Gemini dominant chart, but my Chiron is in Pisces. So that's why I felt that reading that I did for the Pisces. I was not projecting. I felt that. And for some reason, that message was to go out to the Pisces because, if people are not helped, then what is the point? It's not just about saving the earth or saving the rainforest. It's also about saving the people that are on this earth that have been permitted, the earth angels, the earth gods and goddesses. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. That's why we're here. And that's why we're able to benefit off of this planet. And that's why the earth is so abundantly blessing us. So you can heal. You can get your mind off of that stuff. I know that whenever I'm going to show y'all a couple of new oils that I have. Whenever the world or problems arise, which, I have a lot of people sending me negative psychic energy all the time. Whenever that happens, there's a couple of different oils that I want to show you. This is the anti-mind control oil, and this has many, many, many different purposes. It's made out of sunflower oil. It's chocked full of herbs. It's very strong, very powerful. It's been sitting, but it's also been cooked. I cooked this in my cauldron, okay? And whenever I'm getting psychic attacks or people are projecting their stuff to me, I just anoint my forehead or anoint my throat. And you can use it also to rub into your stones and stuff, the ones because some stones, you're not supposed to rub things into them. You're supposed to keep them dry. But, this can be used for healing. So if you guys wanted to try out this oil, I think they're $10 per 10 milliliters. Well, actually, they're $20 per 10 millimeters. My students get a 50% discount. And this is actually my immunity oil. Okay, and I have the recipe for this as well. This is really good to boost the immune system, especially when you've got people sending sicknesses. People are creating sicknesses, either within what they call magic. Uh, and, so this will actually keep the immune system. And then also it stops psychic attacks. And this is also really, really good for for black magic. So this can be dressed on candles as well. And this can be used to send stuff back to people because it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Um, especially when you're just trying to live your life in peace and get better and have peace and wellness, and people are just filled with demons, and they're constantly messing around. They're constantly sending spiritual energy. This stuff is badass when it comes to reversing curses too, because and I would highly suggest these people stop playing around, because magic is not a toy to be played with. If you're not using it to make your life better, or sometimes you do have to use it for vengeful purposes sometimes, but some of these people ain't been justified in what they've been doing because they've been doing too much. And so you just have to follow your intuition when it comes to that. But you'll get better. There's so many ways of getting better. And I actually, um, I've had some people that wanted to do some marketing for me. And so both of these oils are really good as massaging oils for like the massage therapist is really good for massage therapy. They can be used in your bath as well, to boost the immune system. I actually went through a whole bottle of this. I'm gonna make some more of this, probably like next month in June. I'm gonna make some more of it. Um, so there's all sorts of techniques that you can use. The main thing when you come from a dysfunctional family is that they are constantly trying to tell you that you are no better than them and that you can't do any better in life. And that is a lie. That is a lie. You can do better. You can get better. Okay. And just because they family don't mean that they get to do you like that. Okay. That's bull crap. I don't care who you, if you call yourself family of mine and you trying to do certain stuff to me and my children and the people around me, I'll turn on you. So you shouldn't have done that. I don't belong to you. I am not your damn slave. And we see a lot of that happening. People trying to take family members as slaves. That's sad. And that's why slavery is still pretty much alive. If somebody is spiritually abusing you, that's just like slavery. And we're seeing this in black families, which is, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, this can be anointed on the face. It can be put on any area of the body. And so like I said, if you're a client or a student and I may pop up and say, put some onions in your socks tonight, put some garlic under your bed, put some garlic and onions in your socks. Please do it. Because there's certain things that you can do to heal yourself. I've had C19 twice that I know for a fact. And I put onions in my socks overnight and woke up the next morning and I didn't have any symptoms. I was fine. I still felt kind of groggy because we're not just dealing with that, but then we're also dealing with the other stuff because they're so sick that they feed off of sickness too. Like it's kind of like a maggot. You know how maggots will feed off of rotting dead flesh. And so that's how they're feeding off of you spiritually. And it's important for us spiritualists to deal with this because what it's doing is it's creating inconsolable spirits. I mean, we are not living in the times where we're ignorant to where we think that just because someone dies, that means that they're resting in peace, because they're not. That would be considered an inconsolable spirit, and they're being created by the day because these evil diabolical people, they'll kill people, but those people are still around. They're just around in spirit, and so they're sitting right next to you because the veil there is no veil. The veil is gone, and it's like that for a reason, because we're doing a reset. So don't ever lose the faith and believe in, I swear to God, God and God has had a perfect plan for us. And there is going to be a day where we are going to be laughing and joyful under the sun. And you're not going to be left out in the cold, because that negative spirit wants you to believe that you're going to be left out in the cold and you're going to be alone, and you have to fight it. You can't just give it up. You have to fight, because you're not going to be alone and left in the cold. Okay. Okay. And don't ever stop believing. Don't ever give up. Okay. Because God lets you know in so many words what the deal is. And so, don't stop believing in your path, because it's gotten pretty bad. Like, I still had people, and I don't want to say that because then that'll challenge them. They'll think of something new to do, and some of these crazy folk, they'll try to sacrifice babies and stuff. It's pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so obsessed with trying to get through to me, and trying to get through to me with their curses and their bad energy. And so I just recently had that happen. And it's really, really so disgusting. And you just never stop fighting for your life. A lot of people, when they get to the age of 40, like I'll be 45 this summer, they'll say, God, I might as well just give up. And we've seen people doing that. But God does not want you to give up, because the moment that you give up and you give in, that means that they got you. And then the angels and God cries because he doesn't. First of all, it's nothing wrong with having psychic awareness, but these people, they're going to do what they're going to do. You can't change them. That's the one thing that you got to understand. So when it's time for you to deal with them, and the way that we've been dealing with them has been working. Okay. I mean, everybody's individual situations can be different, but never give up. You know what I'm saying? Never give up on your dreams if it's something or somebody that you love. Don't give up on them, because you just, it's some very, very unspeakable forces that are against all of us. And you got to have a really, really strong heart. Dang, my nose turned red when I rubbed it. You got to have a really, really strong heart out here, because it's sad. It really is. It's just, you know, and the reason why I want you guys to focus on healing, even if you have to heal yourself every day, even if you have to take the time to heal yourself once a week, do it, because the more and more they poke and poke and poke and poke and poke, they weaken you. They weaken your heart. They weaken your immune system, and you've got to build that back up. And I'm hoping that one day it'll be over with. Eventually, the all of this pain and this suffering, and you know the anxiety, the PTSD. Oh, this really helps. The anti-mind control oil, as well as the immunity oil, really helps with anxiety as well. Um, I know I had a horrible panic attack like a few weeks ago, to the point where it was just like, wow. And I had to break out my valerian root. So get these herbs in your house and have them ready. Have them ready in the little tea packets. Drink the valerian root tea. You can add some chamomile to it, but um, a recipe that I really like is valerian root, strawberry leaf, as well as elderberries. The strawberry leaf will help with the stomach, because what happens is that it's so toxic that gas builds up in the body. And a lot of people think I'm having a heart attack. Some of y'all just having gas. These weird pains and stuff, and feeling that pressure in the stomach, strawberry leaf tea will help with gastrointestinal stuff. And so will, it's this one herb that I've got called Devil's Club root. Okay. I've gotten accustomed to burning this. So, make sure. And I'm gonna go look on Amazon so that I can get a either a divination deck of herbs. I do need to get the book of herbs. I think it's a book called Herbology or something, so that I can have that readily and handy, because some of y'all may have certain allergens to herbs or something, to certain herbs. And so, you may say, well, what herb do I need? But I can tell you that valerian root is good because, and so when you start to feel that build up, then start making that tea, and you can actually add it to your coffee. Okay, drink that valerian root tea at night with that strawberry leaf in it, and you'll feel better. And also valerian root is excellent for banishing bad spirits and curses. So whenever you're using your herbs, be the two of pentacles. You're going to look at the medicinal quality of that herb, and you're going to also look at the magical properties of that herb. And you want to cultivate or activate both the medicinal and the magical properties of those herbs. Okay, which is why my oils are so good, because when I'm cooking them in my cauldron, I'm activating both, because we need both. It's just been so much going on. So I am always here if y'all need me. Even though I may be going through something, it heals me to help heal y'all, because so don't ever be afraid to reach out to me just because you think I'm going through something, because I'm always going through something. But I'm still here to help. Okay, seriously. And it ain't about the money. Even though I'm blessed when it comes to my company and my business, if it was about the money, I could have been done won the lotto, which I don't want to win the lotto. I don't want to win it. I think that from what my spirits don't want me to touch it, because from what they told me, they said, well, you're going to spend half of that removing curses, because the lotto is a bunch of people that put this money into it. It builds up and it builds up, and then you get it, and it's kind of like, I don't want that. I don't want the lotto. So I just want to live in a world where people are happy. That's really that I don't want to live in a world where people are suffering. It sucks. And so when I can stop the suffering one person at a time, it makes me feel better. Anyway, and use your intuition, especially when it comes to some of the stuff that we hear about in the news. Some of it is real, some of it is embellished, some of it is, I've become a little less desensitized to the news, because, so yeah, I hope everybody has a good week. I'm actually getting ready to lay out my woofy offerings, which I can see that I need to do that. I make an offering to my wolves, and some people don't like the wolves. I do. They're very protective. The wolf animal totem is very protective. And we're going to need that this week, because there's a lot of paranoia, delusions, and stuff. It can protect people and your loved ones from. And last week, every time I don't invoke those woofy spirits, something crazy happens every single time. So I'm gonna make sure that I do it this week, because last Monday I did not do it. So I leave them an offering of some milk and like some cookies or something, and they provide protection from all of that illusion, the illusions that are being created, and then also baneful magic. Wolves and wolf animal totems are really protective with baneful magic. Now, if you are somebody that is trespassing and doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing, I wouldn't call to those wolves, because they'll turn on you. But if you somebody that's on the path and you're on the straight and arrow, and you have gotten confirmation that you're supposed to be doing what you're doing, then you can definitely call to the wolves for protection, and they are very protective. In fact, I believe that wolves were very sacred to the natives, and so they have like the woofy, they have the Native American flute music on YouTube. You can actually search for it, and they have it with the rain. It's actually raining right now outside, which I feel is a sign from God of protection. But they also have the Native American flutes with the wolf sounds and stuff like the ooh, and it's like it's really, really good for calming the mind and the body and the spirit. It really is. And then also fighting off uh, a lot of this stupid, petty spell works and invoked spirits and fake, plasticky weirdness. So, anyway, that's my message for you guys today. Y'all take care of yourselves this week. I think I'm going to be back later on, probably this evening or maybe in the witching hour. I've been having to get my readings done in the witching hour because I've had so much other stuff to do, and then resting and then taking care of the house because I've been buckling down and taking care of my house and, making sure that the floors are washed and stuff and making sure that the linens are clean and stuff. So, but I'll be back with I think I'm going to do the air signs next. Earth signs are going to be last, but I'm going to do the air signs next with the stalker readings because, you know, um, it seemed like to me that the stalkers should have stopped years ago. They are past their prime at this point. They say in the Bible, you're supposed to free, because they look at us as slaves. Well, you're supposed to free the slaves after the 6th year. That's what I thought it said, even though nobody should have to be a slave unless that's their punishment for something. And what the hell is some people are innocent people that ain't did nothing to nobody and they being punished. It depends on the individual situation. Nobody has the right to continuously punish you for a mistake that you made several years ago or 10 years ago. But, some people will try to do it. But anyway, they should have been done, let that go years ago. But, they tried to renew these contracts. And it's like, and so that's why I'll take a journey to hell. I do a lot of negotiations in hell, and I don't mind going there. I don't get sunburned when I go there. It's not like that, so never give up faith and stop thinking that all witches are bad, evil people. Depends on the person. If you an evil, diabolical person that's messing with me, then you probably do think I'm evil. So, or you may be confused, you know? So, anyway, I'll catch y'all later. I just wanted to give y'all some words of encouragement. Don't ever give up, okay? Love you guys, and I'll catch y'all another time, okay? All right, y'all. Blessed be.